Hi everybody, my name is Jeff Wilson. I've been a distributor in Social Outbreak since the beginning, and I've put together this presentation to make the compensation plan easy to understand for all of us. Most of us have been to the corporate website and downloaded this PDF version of the compensation plan. For the purposes of this presentation, I'd like to literally pick this thing apart and discuss section by section the 6 ways in which we can earn commissions in Social Outbreak. We'll start our discussion by going over the packages that are available to get started. You can get started in Social Outbreak in one of 3 ways. You can come in as a straight retail customer of the product, you can come in as a distributor with the basic package, or you can come in as a distributor with the Pro package. The retail customer has the option of purchasing one Facebook application download for $100 and then $50 a month subscription fee, or purchasing 2 Facebook applications, maybe one for the business account and one for the personal, or one for him and one for her, whatever the case may be, for $200 and $100 a month subscription fee. The basic distributor comes in by purchasing one Facebook application download. They pay $130 one time, that's $100 for the application, $30 for the membership fee, and then a $50 a month auto ship. The basic distributor has access to portions of the compensation plan, and they can upgrade at any time in the back office to the professional level. The Pro distributor comes in by purchasing 2 downloads for $230. That's $200 for the applications, $30 for the membership fee, and then paying $100 a month auto ship. That gives them full access to the back office tools like the video conferencing, video emailing, and the other great systems and offers that are coming down the pike. It also allows you to participate in the full compensation plan that we're going to describe now. Now let's look at section number 1 of the compensation plan, which is the retail commission. Everybody knows business owners that are looking to increase the bottom line, expand their customer base, and get more eyes on their Facebook application. Nothing does that better than our Social Outbreak tool, and Social Outbreak pays us very handsomely to go out and find those retail customers. If we look at the first 2 levels of payout for the retail commission, it's very simple. Here you are in the organization, you recruit Sue, Sue goes and finds a retail customer that comes in with a $200 package. Very simply, Sue receives a 25% commission or $50 on that purchase, and you receive a 10% commission or $20, and it really is that simple. So now let's look at the 3rd and 4th levels and how those pay. Here you are again, you recruit Sue, Sue recruits Jim, Jim recruits John, and John finds a retail customer that comes in on the $200 package. Well, just as we discussed before, John makes $50 or 25% commission, Jim $20 or 10% commission. That's pretty straightforward. But what about these 3rd and 4th level payouts? How does that work? Well, first you need to know that to earn those, you must be on the Pro level in Social Outbreak. You have to be on the $100 auto ship. Assuming that both you and Sue are, it would look something like this. Sue would receive the 3rd level payout at 10%, 20 bucks. You would receive the 4th level payout at 5%, $10. And that happens every time a new retail customer joins the organization. If you're not a pro on that 3rd and 4th level, the bonus is just not paid. It doesn't keep looking up line to find a pro up there. It's just breakage to the company. So it's important to be on the pro level to be able to recoup this commission. Last couple of items on the retail commission. It's paid weekly. It pays all 4 levels on the initial orders and the auto ship orders. This is huge. It's a 25% residual commission for your retail customers. Very much worth your while. Retail customers are not placed in your matrix, and that's a great thing. You don't want them clogging up important space in your 3x9 matrix where you expect to put in business builders that are going to help you recruit and keep filling out the matrix, and yet they're kept perfect track of to pay you commissions on a residual basis. Retail customers do count toward your rank qualifications, and that's huge. So as you try to strive to advance in rank, it doesn't care if you find business builders or business users. They all count. Okay, now let's take a look at the Social Start section of our compensation plan. This commission is very simple to calculate. Here you are again, you recruit Sue, Sue recruits Jim, Jim comes in as a pro with a $200 purchase. The commission simply says that Sue as the sponsor earns 20%, and you, if you're a pro, earn 10%. Again, if you're not a pro, that 10% is breakage to the company and not paid to anyone. This commission is paid weekly, and it's on the initial order only. Next, we'll talk about the social code section of the compensation plan, and this one can be confusing for some people, so let's see if we can clear up all misunderstanding. This section of the compensation plan is what some people call a coded bonus or an infinity bonus, and it basically says that an additional 30% of every initial order will be paid out to somebody in the sponsorship tree. Now let me explain it by showing you our typical organization. There you are in your matrix, and you've got your level of 3, your level of 9, 27, 81, etc. You personally sponsor somebody on your row of 3, you sponsor somebody on your row of 9, and you sponsor somebody on your row of 27. That's what they look like in the normal matrix view. But to appreciate this portion of the compensation plan, you need to see the sponsorship view, and that's basically pulling all of your personal sponsored and putting them up on your front row, and then looking at who they sponsored and who their people sponsored and right on down the row. So this is an example. These are 3 sponsorship trees that you might have in your organization. Now what we do is we look at the ranks that the people in those structures have, and we match them against this portion of the bonus. We look for managers to pay 10%, directors to pay 10%, vice presidents and presidents. And essentially what we're doing is we're taking every new order at the bottom of the sponsorship tree and rolling it up the tree, looking to pay out 30%. So let's give one example. In this left-hand group, for example, a new order comes in and it's rolling 30% commission up, looking for a payout. It now finds a manager, and it's going to pay 10% out to that manager, which leaves 20% to roll up. Now it finds a director. It pays the director 10%, and that leaves 10% to roll up. It finds a vice president who gets 5%, and that leaves 5% to roll up to you because you're the president. Very simple, very straightforward, and potentially very lucrative. Let's look at this other example. This organization over here, you've got a brand new order that rolls from the bottom. It's coming up at 30%, 30%. Now it finds a director. Okay, it hasn't found a manager, it's found a director first. Well, the director is going to get the 10% for the director and the 10% for the manager. It pays 20% to that director. That leaves 10% to roll up, and 10% eventually ends up to you as the president, because that 30% will get paid. Our last example, the one in the middle, a new order rolls up, 30%, 30%, 30%, and boom, nobody got in the way, you got the entire 30%. Again, a lucrative bonus for those that qualify. To receive this bonus, understand it's paid weekly, it's paid on the initial order only, and you must be a pro on the pro level autoship to receive it. Alright, now let's talk about the social matrix. This is the most verbiage in the compensation plan, and what most distributors want to know is, what do I need to do to be able to tap into all 9 levels of payout in my matrix? I want 5% commission on all 9 levels, and that would be this column right here. You'll see that to qualify for all 9 levels at 5%, I need to be a supervisor, and that means I need 6 personals. Now remember, personal sponsorships can include retail customers or business builders in any combination. It doesn't matter. And you'll also notice that you only need to be on the basic level of autoship. So somebody that's getting the $50 basic package can qualify for the entire 9-level matrix payout. Phenomenal. The other information that I'd like you to study on your own time that's available in this section is the rank advancements in our company and the qualifications to get you there. You'll see that on these 2 rows of information. Let's look at the social outbreak matrix. Is a 3x9 forced matrix, and essentially what it means is you get started and you can build a team that's 9 levels deep. You at the top, then levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's your pay range right there. The forced matrix says that the first 3 people you bring in must go on your front level left to right, just like that. Their first people must go on their front level, left to right, just like that. Now whether you put them there, or they put them there, or somebody above you puts them there, it doesn't matter, but that is where they'll go. Those are the only options available. And then that forces the matrix to fill out line by line, as you can see. Now, the first row under you has 3 people in it, therefore the second row can have 9, the third row 27, and it triples all the way down to the 9th level. So you end up with a structure like this. You'll notice on your ninth level you have 19,683 people. That's more than all other 8 levels combined. And if you were to add up all the people in your structure, should it completely fill up, you'd have 29,523 people in your matrix earning you 5% each. Now the earning potential of that is huge. Let's say you did fill this matrix up. By the way, very difficult to do, but let's say you did, and every single person in it were on the basic auto ship, the $50 auto ship. Well, our commission is 5% of the commission of the auto ship. That means $2.50 per person times 29,523. That's $73,808. Now, if they were on the pro level, all of them, you'd double that, $147,615. Now, the truth is, it's hard to fill out a complete matrix, but the potential's huge. And the other truth is, the actual number, if you did fill it out, would be somewhere in between, because we're all going to have a combination of basic and pro auto ships in our matrix. But that gives you some idea of the power of this structure. Now, to fully appreciate what we've got with this compensation plan, you have to understand dynamic compression. It's a huge benefit to those of us, especially that are in early. Dynamic compression works like this. Here's your 9-level payout matrix again. You, because you're here, you've got people that, now on your 9th level that are building their business, so they're going to build a 10th, an 11th, and a 12th, and you know, it's not uncommon to go 20, 30 levels deep. Okay, big deal. You only get paid on the first 9. Well, here's why it is a big deal. Dynamic compression recognizes that over time, people will fall off auto ship within your matrix. They'll start to quit because they lose interest, whatever reason. They get off Facebook, I don't care what. And essentially in a matrix you can start to get it full of holes of people that are clogging up space but not paying you a commission. Dynamic compression simply looks at the levels below payout and says, are there qualified auto ship distributors down there? If so, let's find them and let's use them to plug those holes. And it looks something like this. This will happen dynamically, meaning the computer will do it. You don't physically move any spots around. But what it does is gives us the potential to keep our matrix as full as possible for that 5% commission. And it's a tremendous boon to our commission payout. Now let's take a look at the social matrix match, a very exciting component in the compensation plan. The concept of having a check match component inside of a matrix payout is something very exciting and quite novel. The people that qualify for the check match in Social Outbreak must achieve the PIN levels of director, vice president, or president. The director must be on a pro level auto ship, have 12 personal sponsors, and remember that's any combination of retail customers and business builders that have been sponsored and placed in the matrix. 2 of those 12 must be managers of their own right. And that qualifies you for a 10% match on the matrix bonus of every single person that you personally sponsored in your organization, and that's every month. The vice president must be on the pro level auto ship, have 20 personal sponsorships, and 2 of them must be directors, and that qualifies them for a 20% check match of the matrix bonus of their personally sponsored people. And then the big one, the president's bonus, to become a president you must be on the pro level auto ship, have 30 personal sponsors, and 2 of those must be vice presidents. As soon as that's achieved, you actually get to check match 40% of the matrix bonus of every person that you personally sponsored. Now remember, you've got 30 potential people that you're check matching 40% of whatever their matrix check is, month after month after month. It's very exciting. And 2 last reminders on this particular commission. 1, it's paid monthly, and 2, it's specifically paid as a percentage of the social matrix bonus of all your personally sponsored every month. And last but not least is the President's Pool Commission. This is really for the uber achievers amongst us, those that achieve the highest rank of president, and it goes something like this. The company will take 3% of the gross worldwide sales and put them into a pool known as the President's Pool. All people of presidential rank will participate in this pool. It's a pool that's paid quarterly and shared equally between all presidents in the company. So really, when we put these sections back together again, we end up with a very lucrative, very simple, and easy to implement compensation plan that will reward us all for our efforts. I hope this has answered all of your questions regarding the social outbreak compensation plan, and I wish you much success as we build this business together.